Hello everyone, welcome to pCloudy's webinar on Browser Cloud. My name is Shoaib Ahmed and I am a lead pre-sales consultant. So before we get started, I would like to go over a few housekeeping rules. Your line is currently muted, but you can submit your questions during the webinar through the chat option at the bottom of the screen. So we'll answer all the questions at the end of the webinar. And this webinar is being currently recorded, and we shall send the link of the recorded videos so that you can share it with your colleagues. So let me just start over it. So in today's topic, we'll be discussing about the browser cloud that pCloudy has introduced. Let's look at the agenda. So we'll start with a quick introduction on pCloudy, what pCloudy is, and then followed by we'll also introduce the new browser cloud that pCloudy has introduced, and then we will also and see on the various the benefits, right, the benefits of using the browser cloud. And we'll also look into the multi-experience when it comes to delivering a quality app. So how can that be useful? And at the end, we will take a QA and A. And I will also like to showcase a small demo on the browser cloud, which will be comprising of both manual and as well as automation testing. So let's understand and try and see what pCloudy is. So as we all know that pCloudy is a mobile testing platform, wherein it's a continuous testing platform that is powered by technological like artificial intelligence and predictive analytics. So users can perform both manual and as well as automation testing from anywhere, anytime, and more than on 5,000 device browser combination. And it also provides host of other services like autonomous testing of that is through bot, and also in-field user experience testing that is called as crowd testing. So we can always feel free to explore our product by logging into device.pcloudy.com. So we also have various different offerings when it comes to pCloudy on the mobile side. So we have on-premise, private, and public. So depending on the usage perspective, you can choose the offering which will fit in within your requirement. So this leading continuous testing platform of mobile apps will lets you to do the manual testing as well as the automation testing. And if you also have integrated this with your leading CI servers, then you can pretty much achieve your continuous testing through CI servers. So we integrate with various different CI servers like Jenkins, Azure DevOps, Bamboo, and so on. So with that, you can achieve your continuous testing process, and hence you can be the part of DevOps as well. So that's about pCloudy. Now let's try and understand what is this browser cloud. So we recently introduced our new part of a new basket in the browser cloud option, that is a browser cloud. So which lets the user to test their web application, not just mobile application. It's just the web applications on both manual and as well as automation testing. So if you look at the most of the businesses that have developed their websites as their primary source of branding and also on the communications. So that is why they are looking for testing platforms that can improve the overall performance of the website and also make an impactful first impression to gain a huge customer base. And hence we launched, as a pCloudy, we have launched this feature called Browser Cloud, where you can test your desktop web apps on the real Windows as well as Mac machines. So testing your website is in pCloudy's Browser Cloud will ensure a stable and responsive user interface to provide a great digital experience. So the factors that mostly obstruct the smooth functioning of a website are the various combination of browsers, operating systems, and also the devices available in the market. So to perform cross-browser testing on various combination can be difficult, as you might have to set up the device lab. And pCloudy's browser cloud consists of a gamut of OS, browsers, and device combination, which will easily facilitate browser compatibility testing. Also, pCloudy being a cloud platform that is ideal for parallel testing, that increases the speed of testing of the web applications by multiple folds. Once you log into the pCloudy platform, you just need to select the different browsers tab that you will see all the devices and their versions that are also already pre-installed with different browser versions. So I'll talk more about this when I showcase doing a live demo. Let's look at some of the advantages of using this browser cloud. So when you talk about the manual testing and automation testing purpose perspective, there is no restriction as such. It's unlimited. So you can perform as many tests as you can on either if it's a manual or an automation testing. And you can pretty much test your web application on both, Mac as well as the Windows machines. And these are pretty much natural interactions where you can interact with the machine which are located over the cloud. And you all can also monitor the web application performance stats. Like you're already free to use the various different tools that are available in the market to inspect the to perform to check the performance of an web applications either through Fiddler or any other tool. And we will also be providing a detailed report which comprises of the logs and the screenshots and the videos that you would have encountered or captured during your process of manual or automation testing. So that will be available in the reports, and with that report you can also share among your different team members or different stakeholders for that matter. And we have also enabled a wildnet feature. So what is wildnet feature? So wildnet feature is basically to test your local site application. If you have your application within your intranet zone and which is accessible only at your premise, and then in such conditions, if you have any staging servers that needs to be tested on our platform, then you can pretty much test your web app or even mobile app for that matter on our platform by using this wildnet feature. And we also have when it comes to localization testing, and also when it comes to accessibility of these various different types of testing that you can accomplish on this platform. And we are pretty much easy done the integration with the Selenium. So it's once you have your scripts, and you can pretty much integrate with this capability by including some amount of small capabilities into your existing Selenium scripts, and you can execute them on various different browser combinations. With that, you can achieve your automation testing. Not just automation testing, you can run on multiple OS and with the different browser combination. So that's the advantage that we have. And when we talk about the multi experience that we were talking about, right? So let's try and understand what exactly this means. As part of Gartner's list of top 10 strategies technologies that are trending in 2020, this multi-year experience is mainly focused upon a paramount shift in how companies should develop their digital strategies for engaging with their customers. It is concerned with shifting from a traditional inside out channel oriented outlook towards one which is mainly focused on facilitating the excellent customer experience. So when it comes to creating digital products, services as well as experiences, the multi experience is mainly implies these 2 points. The firstly, it means that that you interact with across multiple touch points. So the times to stay limited to a mobile or and web are gone. Application leaders are now compelled to create experiences for an escalating number of touch points for serving their customers as well as employees in a fruitful. And these experience include like the chatbots, voices as well as personal assistants, wearables, and augmented reality. So that is something about that we need to look for it. Yet an actual multi experience also involves operating the operating beyond the touch points, since the functionality cannot be duplicated every time. And it is crucial that at the end results needs to be feel as well as behave naturally for that touch point. And the second point is it means that ensuring a flawless experience across these various different touch points. So we are now at a stage where the customers want their services to be accomplished with a little struggle from their end as possible. So for whichever device or touch point or interaction, the modality that we are employing, the multi-experience concept safeguards that all the interaction touch points remain consistent throughout so that the customers can shift smoothly across them without having to repeat any previous steps. So basically, this multi-experience is all about, adjusting to the expanding market of varying devices and their respective experiences. It is crucial for applications now to run flawlessly for customers across different platforms, easily adopting them while simultaneously, supplying a consistent experience on part of the business. So with pCloudy, you can touch base on various different aspects of the multi experience. So we have desktops, we have mobiles, we have tablets, and also we have integrated with various different integrations when it comes to various different solutions, be it either the continuous integration, continuous testing, or even when for that matter we integrate with various testing tools. So nuts. So now let's try and look out in live how the browser will look like, and I will also perform a small test on from the manual perspective and also from the automation perspective. Let me quickly switch over to the browser. Okay, so this is the login page. So once the user registers with pCloudy, the user can log in to the platform. So the platform which I am showcasing is a public platform wherein we have more than 500 physical devices when it comes to mobile testing platform. So you can pretty much access the device which you are looking for, and you can test your mobile app testing on various different devices form. Okay, so now for the benefit of the time and the interest of time, so we are more focusing on the browser lab that we have introduced. So it's the same login that the user has to use. So once the user signs up and logs in into the platform, a quick dashboard where you can see all the newly added the mobile devices and some stats about your latest manual testing and as well as an automation testing perspective. And we also have a get started video in case if you are new to mobile testing, then you can quickly grab and look at this video how to create your first test. And we also have some stats about your previous manual test runs and automation reports that you have done, and very importantly the latest updates. So we will be releasing out all the latest updates in the release notes, so you can always look for the updates, whatever enhancements and upgrade that we are doing and so on. So now let me quickly jump into the browser tab. Okay, so we have introduced this browser tab. So let me just quickly click on this. So once I click on this browser tab, I can see all the different devices that are hosted, right? So these are the different machines. So for Windows and as well as for the Mac machines. And we have various different browsers, right? So you can pretty much look for a device which you want to work with. You can pretty much scroll down, look for a particular machine with the operating system and with the different browser levels, and you can pretty much connect to the device and start your browser desktop testing. And we also have various filter options on the right, if you can see. So you can either filter based on browsers. So we are supporting various different browsers like Microsoft Edge, Chrome, Firefox, and IE. And you can also filter based on OS. So we are supporting both Mac as well as Windows. So you can pretty much use these options in case if you want to filter it based on operating system as well. And OS version. So we are supporting both for Windows and Mac. So we have all the OS versions as well. So you can pretty much use this OS version in case if you want to filter with that option. So now let me just talk about before acquiring any machine. I will also talk about these legends. If you can see here, there are two different legends. One is the available legend and the other is in use. So what does this mean? So when you see any machine or any device with available legend, so that means that this machine or this device is available and I can pretty much connect to it. I just have to click on this connect available legend so that I can quickly acquire and I can kickstart my web app testing. And if you see any device or machine with busy status, right? So as you can see, this currently the following device is busy. That means this is being used by some other user. So you can pretty much filter based on the availability, and you can pretty much connect. So that is about these different legends. So now let me connect to any one device, and we have also hosted this into different data centers. So we have data centers across India and US. So you will see, the device location where this device is hosted. So you'll see the device hosted in India as well as in the US. So you can pretty much look for a device where you want to perform the test, and you can pretty much acquire it. So that is about how you look for a device in terms of finding from the different location. So now let me connect to a device and showcase how it works. Let me just connect to this following device, right? So this is available, which has a Windows as an operating system, and I am running this on Microsoft Edge 85 version. Let me just click on available. So the moment I click on available, so the device is getting connected. So at any point of time, as you can see, the device is just connected. The machine, basically the desktop, right? So now I can perform test on this, any test. So the version you can see here, in case if you want to cross verify on which browser and what is the operating system version that you're working with, then you can, of course, look at it at the top of the screen. And we also enabled various different resolutions in case if you want to test your web application on different browser level. So you can always come here from select the from the drop down, and you can select from the various different options that we have. So we have all the different screen resolutions, so you can pretty much test. This is on the fly. And while the course of testing, if you have found any defect, or and you would like to capture a screenshot, then you can pretty much just click on the screenshot. So currently we are downloading the image of the screenshot that we have captured, which you can use it for further further sharing purpose among your developers or some other teammates. And WileNet, so as I was just talking during my presentation, so this feature basically lets the user to connect the applications which are accessed only in the intranet zone. So if you have your staging server applications which are accessed within your premise, then you can, in such cases, if you want to test your application on the browser cloud, then you can certainly use this feature. To use this feature, the user has to just click on uh, here, so which will take you to a new page where you can quickly look at the steps how this can be accomplished. So there are just some basic steps that needs to be performed. Depending on the operating system that you're working, you have to download a small executable, either it be a Mac machine or Windows machine or Linux machine. So as I see, there is some issue with the site currently. Nevertheless, the I just wanted to show that steps, but however, I can just mention it. So it's a small executable that needs to be downloaded on your local machine, and once you have downloaded, there is a small command which needs to be run from your executed from your local command prompt. So which has command basically about the executable that you have downloaded, and you'll also have the email address and API key followed by the cloud URL. Once you execute from your local machine, a connection would be established, right, from your local machine to this particular uh, cloud desktop, right? So what we are doing is we are providing reverse tunneling option, and you can pretty much now use this feature. You can enable this feature once that is been executed, and you can access your web applications in here. So so you can pretty much use all these different features here. So let me just open up any other browsers. If I want to, I can just click on the tab function, and I can use the various different options I have. right? I can pretty much go for a website. Say, for instance, I want to test it, Amazon application. I can quickly enter it so that the Amazon website loads, and I can perform the manual web app testing on this. You can also pretty much go into the full screen mode as well, in case if you would like to. As I just did it, I am in the complete full screen mode, so that you don't see the device, the machine that you are currently working. So you can pretty much do that, capture the screenshots so that the screenshot is loaded. And as you can see, we have captured the screenshot in the PNG format, which you can further use it. So that's about testing your web applications on your various browser clouds. So currently, the web application which I did it is on the Windows 10 machine, and I chose the browser version as Microsoft Edge. And similarly, in case if you want to test it on various different browsers, you can of course use all the different browsers that are available. So that's about the web application testing. So now let me just quickly switch over to automation testing perspective. So once I'm done with my testing and have completed all my tasks, whatever I have done, whatever testing that I want to do on my web application, I can quickly move to the automation perspective. Let me just click on the release button. So once you have finished with your testing, you just have to click on this release button. So you get a attention warning message wherein that says that whatever the data that is there on the browser will be cleaned up. So we will be running an auto cleanup option. All right. So what this does is, this will clean up the activities that you might have done. You might have access to some applications, internal applications, or any other applications. You might have performed some task over it, and whatever. So whatever the data related, right, from your application perspective will be wiped out. And we are also clearing the cache and the cookies, and the machine will be restarted. So next time when you access the same machine, so you'll this machine will be in the normal state. So this is, from the security perspective, we understand the user data, how confidential it is. So you can confirm and you can click on yes. So now the system will go into the release mode. This will take a little while, as the backend process happens on that particular device. So now in case if I want to access any other reports, I can pretty much navigate to the other machines and acquire it if I want to test the same application with on the different browser level. Now let me just switch to on the automation perspective. We don't just support web lab manual testing, but we also support from the automation perspective. So I have created a small script of Selenium, and I have integrated this with the pCloudy browser cloud option. Okay, so if you go across the documentation page that we have released, so we have provided all the different steps how you can integrate your existing Selenium script with pCloudy browser cloud, so that you can execute this. So you can execute this on multiple machines, right? So once this is executed, you can run the same script on different machines simultaneously, right? So with that, you can achieve your parallel automation testing. So we have provided a set of capabilities that needs to be incorporated within your script. Like, as you can see, these are some capabilities that that you have to add within your existing scripts. So this has details about the OS version, the browser version, and the client name. So the client name is the user ID, the user who is performing the test, and the API key. So every user will have its own unique email API key, so that you can get it from the pCloudy platform, and the email ID of the user. So now let me just switch to a pCloudy platform and showcase how you can get these details, like the API key, the URL of the cloud that that we are trying to integrate this with. I just have to quickly switch to the pCloudy platform, and you have a settings tab here. Let me just click on this settings tab. If I just click on my username, go to the settings tab, and there are few browser settings here, right? So I can get the browser cloud URL from here. I can copy, and I can also get the API access key. So from this, you can get the relevant details, whatever that is required. Okay, now let me go back. to this platform and perform the test on this. So assuming I have provided all the mandatory details like the browser versions, the username, the client name, the API key, and also the email address, and then followed by the URL. So this is the URL that that needs, that you have to get it from the platform and add into your existing script. And I have written a small test, wherein it performs a basic operation. So we will look at how this will work. And also, since this is in the test ng format, I also created, I'm passing the value, since in case if I want to run it on multiple machines at the same time. So I'll just go to the test ng xml, provide the values here. All right, so we have various different values that you can use. So as an OS, in case if you are going with an operating system, so you can provide on which operating system that you want to work it, either it's Mac or Windows. And also provide the version name here, the operating system version, either if it's 8.1 or if it's Mac or some other version. And provide the browser name that you want to test with, provide the browser name from here, and also provide the version of the browser, since we have various different versions within the browser, so you can also provide the version name here. And I want to run this script on multiple machines, so at the same time on different browser and versions compatibility perspective. So in that case, I can run it. I have just added another parameter here called test2, where I'm providing the values for these different operating systems and the versions say. So I can perform two different tests. So before I do this, let me quickly go back to the platform, go to the browsers tab, and see which are all the devices which are available. All right, I can look for a device whichever it's available. So as you can see, this machine is currently available. So in case if I want to run this on this particular machine, which has an operating system of Windows 8.1 and Chrome 79, I just go back and provide the values here. Chrome version as 79 and Windows 8.1, right? Windows 8.1, this is fine. And I also want to run it on other different devices. So if I want to execute this on maybe some other device, let me select that. Let me see which device is available. Let me just scroll and maybe somewhere on with the different Firefox version. All right, one is Chrome and the other one is the Firefox 79. So I'll go here. I'll choose provide the value here, Firefox, and provide the version name. And Windows 8.1 it is. Let me just change it. Okay, I'm pretty much good. Let me just cross confirm. Firefox 79 8.1. We are pretty much there. Let me save this, and now I can execute this device. So to do that, I'll just go to the run as and run the test ng. The moment I click on run test ng, the script will get executed, and you will see if there are any warnings or any errors in your console. Parallelly, what you can do is you can go back to your pCloudy platform, go to the reports, and in the report section, you will see the devices, you will see the machines coming up here in the My Active session. So as you can see, I am running this particular script on two different browser versions, right? So this you can see, and we're also providing the live view in case if you want to see what exactly is happening. I can just click on view session, so the new session will open up. Right, as you can see, the browser has just launched, and the the Selenium script is being executed now. So this is performing some various different tasks here. Yeah, it just got completed successfully, and I can again come back and I can also check what exactly happened on the Firefox. Hopefully the test would have executed successfully without any issues. Yeah, this is almost done. This is we are almost done. So since it's parallel, right? So in case if you want to open it on both the sessions, right? So you can either view it on the different tab altogether, so that you can view what exactly is happening on both these different machines, all right? So by if you have launched with the different browsers, you can also select the different operating system also. We could have done that, but that's fine. Nevertheless, we have used different browser versions here. So once the this is completed, the browser, the machines, the devices will get released on its own. The devices will get released, and we can go pretty much go to the report section and see. As you can see, the device is just getting released now. We'll just give it a minute. This it says the session completed. Perfect. Okay, let me just close this. Right. So now we saw, how the Selenium script, how this got is being integrated with our pCloudy platform. We provided some mandatory values there with respect to the API keys and the email address of the user, and also the URL, the browser cloud URL, by navigating into the settings tab and getting the API key and as well as the browser URL. So these are some of the prerequisites that you would be doing. So all this is available in our documentation as well. So you can pretty much go to the documentation and look for the prerequisite whatever I performed. Maybe I can just right away do it. Go to the pCloudy platform and select for a desktop. And I can quickly scroll down. Yeah, there's a desktop web testing here, and so there are some prerequisites that we have mentioned. So you can pretty much follow them by navigating into the platform. So what are the various different steps we have for manual testing, and with the screenshot, so that it helps you when you are if you're a new user and if you want to try our browser cloud, then this is the option that you can follow. And we are pretty much saw during our live demo, and we also have the some of the steps in case if you want to, for automation perspective, right? If you want to integrate that with your existing Selenium, so we have added some capabilities that you can pretty much get this into your script and provide the values, whatever the different values that we have. So this has details about the operating system, the browser level, on which browser level you want to perform, either Chrome, Edge, Firefox, or Safari, and what is the OS, all right? OS versions, the browser versions, and the client name is nothing but the user ID followed by the API key, so which you can get it from the settings tab, and the email address of the user, and this is the URL, so which you can get from the tab, the settings tab. Okay, so once you have this, you can pretty much integrate with our platform, and you can execute on the pCloudy platform. So that's about the browser cloud. And once this is done, you can also access the reports, right? So to navigate to the reports, you can click on the report section and click on all reports, where you will see the reports created for the sessions that we have done. So currently, right now we are in the process of upgrading this. So you will be seeing the report very soon here. So this is currently unavailable. So once you have this view, the complete report, so where you will be able to screen the screenshots, the videos, and also the basically these two things, screenshots and the videos, so which you can get it. This is just like the similar to what we are providing for the mobile app testing, so where you can monitor the report, and in case if you would like to share it among different team members, then you will also get that. So this will be available soon, where you can do your testing on this browser cloud option. I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much covered on the browser cloud uh, option. We are pretty much well ahead of the time. But I would like to just open up for a quick question and answers in case if you have any questions. So you can please, I'll just pause here for a couple of minutes, and I'll take your questions so that I can answer your queries if in case if you have. I'm getting in some few interesting questions from the user. I can start answering them. So there's one question from user called Raghavendra. So is asking whether can we set the desired browser version through automated scripts and how? And we understand that it's currently not possible on mobile devices. Okay, to Raghavendra, to answer your question, see the desired browser versions, whatever that you are adding up. So this is basically through, through by you have to add it manually. So you cannot, of course, you cannot automate that. So you have to provide the versions manually. So depending on which browser versions that you want to run, right? So you will be in a better position to know which is the browser or which is the operating system that I want to choose. So you have to manually go into your script, go to your test ngxml whatever you have, and provide those values across at the script. So as I was just showcasing during my demo, I'm not sure if you have missed that. So but however, you can just have a look at that. So we have given you some of the prerequisites in our documentation as well, so which you can pretty much follow and add into your scripts, and wherein you can provide all the set of Vendra. And then another follow-up question Raghavendra has asked. So it's asking, how is the device selected through the automation? Okay, we only saw the browser level and OS capability. Okay, so well, to answer to your query, Raghavendra, the device is basically is selected through the capabilities that you have provided. So depending upon the capability, whatever that you have provided within your existing capabilities in your script, so the device gets selected, right? Whichever you have selected, if it's available, then you can pretty much do it, and you can select the different browsers and OS capability level. So that is how you do it if you are doing it through automation. So at the backend, at the backend, depending on the operating systems and the browser that you have selected, this will pick up the machine or the device, whichever the available which you have provided the value, and you can pretty much the device gets connected and your script will be executed on that particular machine. So that's how it happens. Okay, I hope I have answered to your query, Raghavendra. So there is another user, Mukesh Dhingra, has asked a question about, does it support Safari browsers as well? Absolutely, yes, we do support Safari browser. So that is in case of Mac machines. So if you are using Mac machines as an OS, then certainly we have Safari browser. So wherein you can test your application on the Safari browsers as well. So you can pretty much do that. I hope I have answered to your question, Mukesh. I can still take up a few more questions if you have. Okay, so there is a follow-up question from Raghavendra who's asking, so what in that case it would be select based on the system availability. What if the device is busy? Okay, so your understanding is correct, Raghavendra. So currently, what happens is if the device availability, if you don't find a device which is being used by some other user, then in that case you will not get the device. So in that case, the script may fail. Okay, so since this is a public platform, so wherein you have always have this chance wherein the device gets busy or maybe acquired by some other user before you're triggering the test. However, you can check the device availability before you run. You can navigate to the browser cloud tab and see which are all the devices, which are all the machines that are available. And based on that, you can select the devices and provide those values in your script and you can run it.
Okay, so that's the one challenge that you may face since it's a public platform. However, in case if you want the device availability to be 24 bar 7, in that case we have a private cloud offering. So a dedicated cloud setup would be provided for a customer client, for a customer. So wherein all the machines, all the devices, whichever we have, either be it for mobile or be it for a browser cloud as well. So that is provided dedicatedly for a customer, wherein you have 24 bar 7 access to this. Right. So there is so in that case you can pretty much use the private cloud offering. So if it's your concern about the device availability, then yes, I would strongly recommend you to, try for the private cloud offering, where you can, where you will not have any issues regarding the device availability perspective. I hope I have answered your question, Raghavendra. Okay, and okay, another follow-up question Raghavendra is trying to ask. Do we have an option of blocking or scheduling it for a duration? No. To answer to your question, no. We don't have, an option where you can schedule for the, for scheduling for, blocking the device options. No, we don't have, Raghavendra. Okay, cool. Okay, there is another question from Anuj Khatari. So he's asking, how does the licensing work for existing customers with the browser cloud and picture now? Well, if you are asking if you are an existing customer with with pCloudy, then so of course the browser cloud feature comes up with an additional licensing, so that has to be procured separately. But however, I will answer to your query one on one, Anuj, for your better understanding perspective. Cool. I hope I have answered your question, Anuj. And there is one similar question coming in from Mukesh. I was asking, can we book the resources in advance? Well, you cannot do that. You will not be able to book it since you know our the infrastructure is something wherein if it's for public, you will not be able to book it in advance. All right. So since it's a public platform, it's just based on the availability that you have to select the devices. In case, as I was just requesting the Raghavendra, in case if you are worried about the device availability, then certainly private cloud is option is the right option in that case, in case if you are really worried about the device availability perspective. I hope I have answered your query as well. Okay, so there are many questions are that are coming up. Maybe I can answer to you one on one. And I hope this session was very fruitful to you all. And feel free to reach us back in case if you have any further queries. There are some more questions which I need to take up. So I'll answer their questions on one. I'll drop an email to you guys separately. So I hope that will be fine with you all. Okay, so with that, I conclude this session. And I once again thank you everyone for being part of this webinar. And I hope this was very fruitful in giving you some understandings about what browser cloud option is. And I also hope that the session was very useful when it comes to both web as well as on the automation perspective. So thanks everyone for taking your time again. So we'll be this since this is also recorded, we will be sharing you out a link in case if any of your colleagues or if someone has missed to join this, you can share the link of this webinar so that they can take the advantage of this. And we'll also coming up with various different processes. We look forward for some of the other webinars in case if you want to join. So I once again thank you so much for your time and and I hope this was fruitful to you as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.